Now, of course, you know that the European Council held an informal meeting here in Budapest, but not for the first time. Hungary has already been a host, or rather a chairman of the Council, but we didn't have an informal Council at that time, so it was a special honor for us to play host to the leaders of Europe here. Now, of course, everybody knows that there are issues regarding which there are significant political conflicts between the European Commission and Hungary, and of course I have my own disagreements with the President of the European Commission, but Ursula von der Leyen is now our guest. We invited her, she accepted our invitation, and of course we are receiving her with due politeness and respect, and therefore there was no sharp disagreement or debate during today's meeting. We'll have our fights when we get back to Brussels, and of course today's topic was competitiveness, and that is a topic where we are in full agreement in any case. The goal of the Hungarian presidency of the Council was to focus all our efforts on competitiveness, and the plan was to set up a competitiveness pact, an agreement, a Budapest declaration, and through several months of intense work we achieved that. I'd like to thank my colleagues who worked on this, and also the President of the Commission and all her colleagues, Charles Michel, my friend, and his colleagues, and Mario Draghi, who was responsible for drawing up the report on this issue. It took quite a lot of work to come to a document that we can all agree on, and that places competitiveness at the center of European activities for the coming years. The facts are well known. The growth of the European Union has been lower than that of China or the United States. Productivity is growing at a slower pace here in Europe than it is at our competitors, and the share of Europe in world trade is decreasing. European companies are paying 3 times as much for electricity than their competitors in the United States, and the ratio with regard to gas prices is 4 times higher. So it is no exaggeration to say that the Budapest Declaration calls for immediate action. Let me now go through some of the important elements of this declaration. First of all, we determined to carry out a simplification revolution. We will be reducing red tape, and as a first step, by the end of the first half of 2015, we will drastically reduce reporting obligations, which are quite a heavy burden on European companies. We also made a decision to adopt urgent measures in order to reduce energy prices. We decided to draw up a true industrial policy in the coming months, and we also agreed to, by 2030, ensure that 3% of European GDP is spent on research and development. A decision was made to fully implement the Capital Markets Union. The President of the Commission also mentioned that the savings of European households are much higher than those of American households. However, Europeans keep their money in the banks, and banks are just constitutionally not set up to finance risky high-tech investments. So we need to move bank deposits to the financial markets and essentially convince European citizens to move their money so that they can better be used for innovative economic solutions. So we will be taking steps to encourage that shift. We also decided to set up a European defense industrial base. We agreed that the focus of the next 5 years will be competitiveness, and we agreed that all upcoming legislative proposals will have to be accompanied by a competitiveness test in order to ensure that we are well informed about the impact of each new piece of legislation on competitiveness. The President agreed with members of the Council that we will regularly return to the issue of competitiveness at the meetings of the European Council. I'm quite optimistic at the end of today's discussions. It is quite clear that nobody is interested in managing a decline. We are all interested in making Europe great again. If the Americans have decided to make America great again, there's only one suitable, possible European answer to that: make Europe great again. Thank you.